I don't know if this is considered a classic. This anime came out in 2002, and you know, I feel like it paved the way for a lot of slice of life anime we have today. It's slice of life comedy anime, and it's one of my favorites. I rewatched this all, and on this episode when we break down series review, I'm going ahead and jump into the show Azumanga Daioh from 2002. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode when we break down. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And before I get started, if the review you want me to do, let me know. Please put in the comment section below. I get to it best I can. Also, the Patreon/Ali Zakka for $2 a month. Get a cut in front of everybody. Get your review out way before it comes out on Facebook and YouTube. Also, you get other stuff on there like movie reactions. You get conversations and other topics on the Patreon. Now, let's go ahead and get into today's episode 2002, Azumanga Daioh. And if you haven't seen Azumanga Daioh, stop it. Go watch the episodes. It's on YouTube, it's on Crunchyroll, and come back to finish the conversation. Now, what is Azumanga Daioh about? Well, it's a 26 episode anime series that came out in 2002. And you have a group of high school girls, 6 high school girls, pretty much going through the first year all the way to the third year, last year of high school, and you're just watching their journey as they handle summer break, handle tests, handle classroom, cultural festivals, sporting festivals, a bunch of other stuff in school, and just a comedy series, a slice of life series that one episode can be about like sports, next episode you have one of the characters taking somebody's hair off and flying around with it. It's all over the place with like the things in Azumanga Daioh that I love is the comedy random bits. Like I can show you a few clips from the show out of context and you'd be like, what? And like, it's the same episode, it's the same thing, like what's going on here? Like there's a bunch of stuff with this show that really cracks me up, and I like how the character dynamic in the show, there's 6 different girls and they all had different styles and views in life and the way they interact with each other. You have the short child prodigy Chio-chan, who's technically should be in middle school, but she's a child prodigy, so she's in the high school and she's growing up and being around a bunch of older adults, and she's trying to really, older kids and older teenagers, I should say, and try to fit in with them and see like, okay, this is a high school life, but I really should be in middle school. Then you have Sakaki, who's calm and cool, collected. Everybody like look like her, like, oh my gosh, she is really cool. She's so cool. She's really good at sports, but really she has a soft side for cats and cute little things and cute little animals. And throughout the series, you get to learn, she opens up more about that and opens up more about her side that she loves cute stuff. You know, everybody thinks she's cool, calm, and wolf-like, but in reality, she's like a teddy bear who just really loves cute little things. And she learns to open up about herself throughout the show. You have Yomi and Tomo, who Yomi is kind of like the serious character of the group. Like she's kind of keep things in perspective, make sure people don't get out of hand kind of thing. Like kind of like not the mother, but more of like the more mature character of the group, versus Tomo, who is like just, she's egotistical. She don't understand that like she's not the SHIT, but she acts like she's the SHIT, and she acts like she runs the place when in reality she doesn't run it at all. Like she's really confident, not confident, like very egotistical, narcissistic, and pretty much think like she is the SHIT. And the funny thing with her that she's not, but then she finds some situations where like she gets put in her place and he's like, yeah, you deserve that. Stop being a brat, stop being a jerk. But Tomo doesn't get it. Like she literally like doesn't understand that like the things she do causes people grief, but she feel like she's a SHIT. Kagura, who's one of my favorite characters, like she is a sporty character who kind of jumped in. Like she can be on Tomo's level, but then she also can be on like Yomi's level and be more serious and be like on Chio-chan's level. And the dynamic of the group for everybody they bounce off each other so well. You have Osaka, who's kind of airheaded at times and kind of ditzy, and she like kind of get lost in the sauce of a lot of things. Like, pay attention. Why don't you pay attention? And she's like, what? Like, but then she'll hit you with some facts and people are like, huh, very interesting here. Like, I love how the main cast play off each other, and the jokes that come with it are amazing because of it. Like, there's just how goofy the show is and how it doesn't take itself seriously, but there are times where it does take itself seriously, like during graduation, and people's utter reaction to the group is always great. Like, there's an episode where Chio-chan is running in a race and she's slow because she's not their age yet, so everybody's beating her, and one girl runs past her, she's like, and Chio-chan's like trying to run as hard as she can, she starts crying, and the girl like, who running past goes, I think I'm doing something wrong. Like, yeah, you're beating a 10-year-old kid, like, come on. But I just think it's great. I think this show is phenomenal. It's a fun comedy show, got bits all throughout it, and you also don't forget the other two characters. I'm just talking about characters right now, but the other two characters, you have Yukari and Miyamo. Yukari is class 1A, I believe. I believe it's their or class A group. She is like their teacher, the homeroom teacher, and she's also a narcissist, thinks she's better than everybody else, and also had moments where like she's cutting up and acting a fool, and then Miyamo's kind of like the nice person who's like, just cool, hang with, I'm doing this, and I kind of struggle. I like how it brings a little adult context. Like, they're the two adults in the show, so it shows them going out, and then it also shows them like, trying to interact and go on dates, and why certain people don't get on good dates, and why things happen because one person does and the other person. So it kind of reminds me of the older version of Yomi and Tomo. Like, Tomo is Yukari as a kid, and Yukari is Tomo when they get older, and then Yomi is not there. Yomi and Miyamo are not the same characters, but they're similar. Where they're both Miyamo's more laid back than Yomi, but you can see that dynamic playing with each other right there. I think this show is great. I think the color is great, by the way. Speaking of animation and color, and there's times where I feel like the artist breaks some animation rules where he might draw a time where the characters don't have noses, but then there's other times where he'll draw the characters very like hard drawing and hard style, and then he goes to soft drawing and soft style where the animation looks different, where it looks more like a cartoon kind of show, something similar to you would see on a SpongeBob SquarePants or a Fairly Odd Parents or Powerpuff Girls, but then they'll go to like the animation traditional drawing style where it looks like realistic and more like Dragon Ball Z, more like Yu Yu Hakusho, where the characters look defined versus just rounded hands, rounded body, and it switches back and forth throughout the series, but it doesn't do it where you get lost and you can't follow it. It does it so well where you're like, oh, okay, like there's a joking moment and like, oh, this is a serious moment, oh, now it's a joking moment, okay, we got a little more serious, and the show weaves in seriousness with a lot of joking. It's a comedy anime for sure, but it does a good job of being serious when it needs to be and comedy when it needs to be. A lot of Sakaki's moments in the show are very serious. She wants to pet cats. She loves animals. She's trying to pet them. So she has more serious moments, while Tomo and Osaka has a bunch of joking moments, and their moments are more soft and rounded, and the animation too and the drawing style of them are really soft and rounded. They're more like chibi versions of themselves, whereas Sakaki, because she's considered a cool character, she really has a chibi moment, and when she does think that way, it's just like, oh, it doesn't work well for Sakaki. She's like, it looks like doom and gloom. I think this animation for the show is great. I think the color for the show is great. I really enjoyed this anime. Since I already talked about the characters, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about like the writers and the creation of it. So Azumanga Daioh came out in April of 2022. The anime is based off the manga that's written by Kiyohiko Azuma, and this manga series went from 1999 to May 2002, so February 1999 to May 2002, and pretty much the anime is based off that manga. It's based off the manga. The show is actually produced by, I should say, JC Staff. So JC Staff worked on the show. Good for them. Any other thoughts? Not really. I already talked about the animation. I already talked about the art style. I do like how the show goes from like the years of high school. I think my only negative would be, and I didn't really talk about my negative because I've been raving about this anime because it's something I watched as a kid, rewatching it back as an adult. the negative thing is that not all the episodes are, even though there is a civilization in the show and the progression of the show, not all the episodes are bangers. There's some episodes you might watch, you be like, oh, this is a fine episode, it got me through, but it's nothing to be like, yes, let's go. Like, there's episodes where you're like, oh my gosh, let's do this. For example, Sakaki, for the whole series, she always trying to get cats to like her, but cats just don't like her for some reason, and she can't have a pet because her mom's allergic. Well, they meet a wild cat on one of the islands, and this cat who's kind of like a bobcat or a cougar kind of thing, more like a bobcat. It finds its way and finds itself attractive to Sakaki, and then makes its way to Sakaki, where Sakaki's living at, and kind of protects and saves Sakaki. And Sakaki really has a moment where she got the animal she could bond with. And you're watching the show's 26 episodes, and that really comes in like episode 20 or 21. So you are pretty much watching Sakaki get rejected for a whole series, a whole season, and then finally she has a cat that accepts her, and that she could be like whole with and have her cuteness bubble or cuteness fulfilled, I guess. Like, I don't know the word I'm looking for here, but like cuteness meter, whatever it is, like where she feels like she can have a pet that accepts her. It finally gets fulfilled and she has her moment, but it took 20 episodes to get there, but it does a great job doing it. But then there's other episodes like the daydreaming episode where it just doesn't work, and some stuff that like, I can take it or leave it. Like, but there's episodes, and this show's more about moments, to be honest. I remember more moments from this show than some of the episodes itself. You asked me, Ali, can you describe this episode from front back to beginning? I probably couldn't do it. I probably mixed like two Chia-chan Vacation Home episodes. I'll mix them up. But I can tell you what moments are in what. I can tell you what was there, who was there. Like, one of my favorite moments is a girl named Karen who has a huge crush on Sakaki. And she finally got the chance to go to the vacation home with everybody. And she tried to get a picture of Sakaki, but like Tomo kept getting in front of her. So she was like, dang it, and like jumped and like trying to get these pictures, but she's jumping off to the side like some kind of like kung fu character, like, yeah, or not even kind of like some secret agent superhero, like, yeah, like she's doing that, trying to get these pictures. Like, those moments I remember. Or like the Yukari mobile where Chio-chan is scarred for life because Yukari can't drive, and it's the most terrifying thing ever. And Chio-chan has a moment where she's like, don't hit the old man, you hit the way old man. Like, in the artwork and style changes. Like, I remember more moments from this show than actually episodes of the show, and I think that hurts it in a little bit. But I had a good time with this. This show was fun. It was a good time. If you're looking for a slice of life comedy anime to watch, this is it. It's a good starting point. I feel like it's a good introduction to anime. I used to watch this on Anime on Demand as a kid. I think it's phenomenal. That's it. Is this a Friday night anime? Or anime you should binge? I don't think it's binge worthy, but I think you can watch it on a Friday night and have a good time with friends or whoever want to get together and watch a TV show. But I don't think it's binge worthy, but it could be. And grade time. I'm gonna grade Azumanga Daioh from 2002 a solid B. This movie gets but this show gets an 85% for me, a B. I think it's fine. It's really great. Not all the episodes are bangers. I think that's why it doesn't get an A. But as far as characters and people and the artwork and animation, the comedy and the jokes in it, I think it's phenomenal. I think it's really good. IMDb gives the show an 8.3, so that is a B minus, which is a 8.3 B minus, like 83% out of 100, 8.3 out of 10. And then my anime list gives it a 8 out of 10, which is I don't know if my anime list do points at all, but 8 out of 10, that's just a solid B. So B, 85% what it gets for me. So yeah, this is a fun anime. Definitely check it out if you're into anime. Something that you won't be disappointed by watching, especially love slice of life. Other than that, thank you guys for watching this episode of Movie Breakdown Series Review, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.